Hello and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Democracy 3 of the Holy United Kingdom. We need more religious people. For a Holy United Kingdom, we've only got, like, a quarter of the population religious. It seems problematic. Technology grants is a big reason for that, of course. If I were to get rid of these, that would solve a lot of it, but... yeah. Not right now, I don't want to do that. Technology grants are good for the economy. But we can counteract that with a few other things. I do apologize, by the way, last time for a pretty short video, but we had to spend so many dang points just getting this darn doctor strike to go away. Kind of funny, actually. Oh, we have a doctor strike? Okay, rewrite the law so that they can't strike. Okay, the strike's over. Now quickly rewrite the laws back. It's just kind of crazy, but okay. Let's move along. Oh no, another liberal plot. Extradite terror suspect. A Middle East country with which we have no formal extradition treaty has requested that we extradite an immigrant living here to them to face charges of terrorism. They accuse him of being responsible for car bombings in their capital city, but the only evidence they have are the confession of other terror suspects which they may have made under duress. Do we extradite him? There may be some minor concerns about the justice system, but they are fighting terrorists, and if the situation were reversed, we would be outraged at any refusal to send terrorists to face trial. No time to be squeamish about interrogation methods, or do we keep him here? This sounds like the sort of thing that would make conservatives very happy. At the same time, liberals are threatening to kill me. Do we keep him here and just kind of appease them a little bit? Nah, extradite him, we'll be fine. We won't die, right? Probably. 92% of the vote. That's looking pretty good for us, all things considered. Okay, one of the things that I want to do, ASAP, is do public religious broadcasts. Now, this is not very popular because most people are not religious, but we're going to do it anyway. The voice of faith and reason needs to be heard to have an effect. Adding public religious broadcasts will do a great service in countering all the bad influences of modern mass media, as well as making people value the right things again. That sounds absolutely perfect. Textbook. Exactly the sort of mentality that we have going into this playthrough. Liberals will be very angry with me. Racial tension will go up. Fortunately, there are not very many minorities in the United Kingdom right now. But religious membership also goes up by nearly 13%. It's going to take a good 16 turns or so to fully take effect. So the sooner we do this, the better. And yeah, we only have like 3% of our population are ethnic minorities, so I really just couldn't care less. To be honest, I couldn't. I couldn't care at all. Okay, what are something else we should do? Let's take a quick look at our religious membership again. It is only the technology grants that is causing a lot of issues for us right now. If I were to get rid of this, the GDP would take a slight hit. How much technology would we lose? A lot, and we're really close to the start trigger. Could we lose that and not go below the stop trigger? That's the new question. Maybe. It would take a long time to reverse the damage we did to the religious membership. But the sooner we do that, the better. Productivity. I'm going to cancel it. Cancel the technology grants. Flip-flops! You've managed to second-guess your policy decisions so much that the electorate are accusing you of being a flip-flop politician. Yeah, I know. That was the whole point, though. Okay, that was the last of our political capital. I guess we'll move on to the next turn. So yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a hit to the GDP, but we have a surplus. I'm okay with that. Another liberal plot. Again, gosh dang it. Scientific discovery. For years, we have wondered why those scientists spend so much time in underground tunnels mumbling about quarks and mesons. But today, a major scientific discovery, blah, 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 blah. Teleportation and hyperspace aren't true yet, but it's still good news for the high-tech industry. And that's a pretty reasonable jump in the GDP, so okay. Not bad. GDP, health, education, everything across the board is looking pretty good, and we still have a massive surplus. And gradually, we should be increasing the membership of our religious now. Should start going up and up and up and up. I like it. I like it a lot. We need to appease the liberals a little bit so they don't kill me. They are very unhappy, actually. Like, very, very unhappy with me right now. Holy crap. Yeah. Yeah, why don't we do some things like, I don't know, how about a jury trial? We'll spend some time and money on that. Make liberals happy. How about legal aid? Liberals like that a little bit. I'll do legal aid next. What about... oh, gee, I don't know. Intelligence services, alcohol law, narcotics, handgun laws... don't think there's much we can do about that, actually. What about new car subsidies? I will spend money Everyone will get a car. Now, this does not affect liberals directly, but it does affect a lot of different people, right? Motorists, they like it. Environmentalists will be happier too. I don't know. It may not help much at all, but we're going to do it anyway. Reduce the asthma epidemic, improve the GDP, improve the environment. CO2 emissions goes down. Car usage going up kind of counteracts this asthma epidemic thing, but oh well. Overall, it's good and just costs some money. Everyone gets a new car. Anything else I want to do? Not really. I think the witness protection program only reduces violent crime, but since violent crime is not an issue here anymore, then I'm not too worried about it. Let's go for the Trade Council. That'll improve foreign relations and international trade a little bit. Sure, seems reasonable. Moving on. Freaking liberals are still threatening me. I don't like it. Make it stop, please. Housing expansion. There's a shortage of homes in our country, and the government is under pressure to relax the planning laws and allow previously restricted greenbelt land. We could relax it, and that would increase our housing. Housing prices are rising far faster than earnings, mainly due to a shortage of supply. So more housing increases supply. This is just the basic laws of supply and demand that kind of drives all markets. If there's a high supply, prices go down. If there's a low supply, and in this case, prices go up. And of course, high demand increases prices and low demand decreases prices. So right now, we're not keeping up with the demand and prices going up. That's probably going to affect the poor more than anything else, if I had to guess. Or the middle class. However, this is better for environmentalists, so we're going to go for the planning restrictions. There's always pressure to build new homes on greenfield sites because housing companies find it cheaper and easier to build on them. There are plenty of urban sites that could be reused before we resort to carving up the countryside. Yeah, absolutely. I think that'll make the farmers happier as well. Let's take a look at that, actually. Yes. Yes, it did. Environmentalists. Yup. Makes them happy. Why are CO2 emissions really, really upset environmentalists, it turns out? Most people in Britain apparently drive a car. That's interesting. So capitalists are extremely unhappy with me. If we got rid of things like the small business grants and the enterprise investment scheme, we could actually reduce their membership down to practically nothing. Liberal membership, the fact that we have very little violent crime is a big reason for why there's so many liberals. These are ticking away. Gated communities and stuff are still getting rid of the liberals, so we're reducing their membership pretty consistently. To the point where liberals are now only a third of the population. Most people are conservative. The more conservatives we have, the less liberals, the less dangerous the liberals become. If there's nobody liberal, then no one will join their extremist organizations. So yeah, it looks like we're now generating about 31 political capital per turn. That's pretty good, considering where things used to be. Is there anything else I want to do? Banning foreign church service would reduce immigration down to practically zero, but I don't think it would increase our religious membership. Pretty sure. You might think, by the way, that something like banning divorce is what we want to do. Nope. Turns out, I've checked this out before, turns out that banning divorce actually reduces the number of religious people. Because so many people are gosh darn angry at the church for not allowing them to divorce, they're just like, screw it, I'm not gonna be religious at all. I just won't get married and I won't be religious. There, problem solved. The same thing actually is pretty much true if you ban homosexuality, too. Surprisingly, banning this does reduce the number of religious people. Now, I would have expected it to upset liberals a lot and to make religious people happy, sure. But I didn't actually expect it to mess with the membership the way it does. So banning divorce and banning homosexuality, while they kind of fit with the theme of what we're doing, would be counterproductive. Instead, I am going to do compulsory church attendance. Everyone must go to church. It is now a requirement. How can you be saved if you don't listen to what is important and how to save your life? Making church attendance compulsory will save many souls and lead to a better life for the majority of our people. Too bad about those who don't believe in the right thing. Yep, we're doing it. Religious membership becomes through the roof. 27% right there. It's going to take 24 turns, though, to really take full effect. The reason I'm doing this as aggressively as I am right now is because, well, I kind of want to get this all done within 8 years. I don't want to have to make this a 12-turn game. So I figure the sooner we do this stuff, the better. But yeah, it's going to upset a lot of people, and we're kind of running a risk with the Liberals. They may very well decide to kill me. I mean, a lot of them already have decided they want to kill me, but will they succeed? I don't know. I don't freaking know. Hey, ban same-sex marriage. We're not going to ban homosexuality itself, but we can at least stop them from getting married. Until recently, this hasn't been an issue. Marriage has been a straightforward issue and a ceremony reserved for heterosexual couples, but increasingly the more liberal ministers have been carrying out same-sex marriages. Should we ban it at the constitutional level? Of course we should. It is crazy to allow this travesty of a religious ceremony to take place. By standing by and doing nothing, we are silently condoning the practice. The church will be outraged if we don't put a move. It's almost like they worded this specifically for my playthrough. The Church of England will be outraged if we don't put a stop to this at a governmental level. Oh my god, we have 100 billion surplus right now. Jeez la freaking wheeze right now, we're doing good. The debt is actually going to be paid off. Holy crap, man. Holy crap. Alright, this is our last turn. What should we do? I could try to get more socialist membership and get rid of things like the Enterprise Investment Scheme or the Small Business Grants. Small Business Grants increases the GDP by 6%, and Enterprise Investment Scheme increases it by a little less, as opposed to 9.64 and 14.23. I'm going to pull out a calculator and do a quick ratio here. So 14.23 divided by 6.1, oops, I hit the wrong button. 14.23 divided by 6.1, thank you, is 2.3327. So we can say that we are reducing our socialism membership by 2.3% for every 1% of GDP growth, as opposed to the Enterprise Investment Scheme, which was 9.64% divided by 5.79. And that's 1.66. So technically, even though Enterprise Investment Scheme is having less of an effect on socialism membership overall, we would be better off canceling this, and that would have the least negative impact on our country. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. Other way around. I've got this wrong. 2.33 socialism membership per GDP point is worse than 1.66. So small business grants are actually worse for socialism membership than the Enterprise Investment Scheme. That's what that means. My mistake. Now, this is going to upset the self-employed, unfortunately, and that's something we have to consider, because the self-employed are somebody that this guy cares about, Alan Barnes. So what about the Enterprise Investment Scheme? That also makes the self-employed really happy. So no matter what we do, we're going to really upset the self-employed. That's unfortunate, but in order to get better socialist votes, we're going to have to accept this. So the small business grants are going to have to go. Okay, that's 14 points spent. It's going to take a little while. It's going to have a negative impact on our GDP, but we have a huge surplus, so who even really cares, right? I don't care. You don't care. I'm going to get some police drones. That will reduce organized crime all the way. It'll go away. Yeah, absolutely. It also makes liberals unhappy. But here's the other thing about police drones. If I go to my security briefing, you can see that these are the different security policies I can take that increase my effectiveness and make it less likely that the liberals extremists will be able to kill me. Police drones are one of those things. Originally we had intelligence services and some CCTV cameras. There's also armed police, curfews, detention without trial, ID cards, wiretapping, and tasers. Police drones will get rid of the organized crime, and they make it less likely that I get assassinated, which seems perfectly fine to me. Alcohol abuse, unfortunately, is not willing to go away completely. The asthma epidemic does not appear to want to go away either. The only way we might be able to get rid of that is to tank the GDP a little bit, which I might be willing to do. Might. I haven't entirely decided yet. I'm going to do a national... No, I don't want to do that. I think that increases capitalist membership. Let's do a tourism ad campaign. Finish off by increasing foreign relations and getting more tourists in the United Kingdom. That seems like a pretty good use of our time and money. Alright, but that is the last turn for year 6. So we are now 2 years away from the next election. Membership for religious has increased by about 10% since we last looked at it. So between all of these working in our favor, creationism versus evolution increasing, technology grants going away, compulsory church attendance, and public religious broadcasts, theoretically then, we should be able to get religious pretty quickly. Can we get it before the next election? I don't know. We're going to find out. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, then hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.